The Dino King Resistance AMV. The Dino King AMV community is alive and well. Yeah! It's like Game of Thrones for dinosaurs. Did she save him? Or did the stork save him? Who the fuck is Speckles the Tarborosaurus? This community is nuts. 13.7 million views for Speckles the Tarbosaurus. Is this all part of the same Dino King overarching series anime? CJ Entertainment. What's that stand for? Cunt Jurassic? It's a South Korean movie. Good. I hope there's a K-pop number in it. All the dinosaurs get together to do the DNA dance from BTS.
All was covered in spots.
Speckles the Tarbodosaur. We just learned about him.
Speckles.
Yeah! Now it's all starting to make sense in the Dino King cinematic universe. Speckles is too goddamn cute.
Anyway.
Wait, I recognize this voice actor. Isn't this the one from Digimon?
His mom and dad.
This is unironically the cutest goddamn movie I've ever seen in my life.
Their moms give.
This has no right being as adorable as it is. That looks like a man in a dinosaur costume. Man, don't you feel fucking stupid now, Speckles? If there was no voice acting, this would be a lot more emotional. But all I'm hearing now is Ash Ketchum phoning it in. Well, now what's he gonna do? Dude can't even hunt on his own. What's he gonna eat? Well, maybe he really does go vegan. And that's the message here. If only humanity went vegan, the dinosaurs would come back.
To kill his entire family in 10 minutes because he wanted to be a man.
There's a message in there, Liquid Mommy. The director's obviously trying to deliver a message about hyper-machismo. And how detrimental it can be to your whole family. You go on Reddit and you take the red pill, your family's never the same. Biker gang's on the hunt now. Speckles can't catch a break. He's going full Mad Max now. Dinosaurs are gonna start fucking spraying chrome in their face. When does the bully hunter Tarbosaurus come in and take him out? Is he playing with the bones of his dead relatives? That's some Cubone shit. It's just a bootleg Lion King? And you could say Lion King is just a bootleg Kimba. To a certain degree, they're not exactly the same, but they share a lot. Speckles, stop being an asshole. It's not like you worked for it. Just share it. You're both mooching off of an alpha Chad. You can at least be pathetic together. Oh my god, but Liam Hemsworth is in this. We got ourselves a cinematic universe to watch, boys and girls. What the fuck is wrong with you goddamn degenerates spamming sex? What are you talking about? It's a fucking dinosaur animated movie. You fly back up or just run up at 90 degrees? I won't question it. This is poetic. Uses elevator. Yeah, he built in an elevator as a failsafe. Speckles, help your wife! There we go. Now we're cooking. He's powering up, the Ultra Instinct's coming out, the Plus Ultra, the whole nine. Well, one eye gave up really easily. Ow! He bit me. Slightly. I'm going home. I didn't come all this way to a fight, I wanted to have sex. Whoa! Shit!
A volcano erupted.
That must be the doing of one eye. All things considered, that's not too bad. Oh, that just got a lot worse.
No! My baby!
Why would you lead them down a cave that's collapsing? That was a recipe for disaster. Are these dinosaurs fucking stupid? Why wouldn't Speckles and Blue Eye just eat some of the lesser dinosaurs up there? They literally hunt them in their free time. Why all of a sudden, because they're marching together, they're not, voice crack, not allowed to eat them? Come on, Blue Eyes. Oh, thank God, please, no. Eat that thing, quick! Speckles, fight! Okay, so this worked out super well, Speckles. Now get out the old foreman and start cooking up some of the meat.
Come on, open your eyes.
No, Blue Eyes.
Blue Eyes.
You know, when it's all said and done, these dinosaurs convey more emotion than the Disney Lion King remake characters. They found civilization. Modern humans are just over that hill. How the fuck is he gonna make it that far?
I must get over there, no matter what.
What? Unless he gets on a boat, there's no way. Oh, not even close. He gets on the back of a whale or something. Maybe David Hasselhoff from SpongeBob puts him in between his pecs. Carry.
And that only happy stories
will
continue.
Amen, baby. And then Dino King 2 recruits Liam Hemsworth, so that's pretty exciting. Oh, it's the drug woman.
I never had a beard.
What? What are you talking about?
I've never had a beard.
Do you know Kale?
What?
You look just like
That's
somebody
my
I
twin
used to-
brother.
What is going on here? I live with Kale. I used to live with him.
Did he hurt you?
You bitch! I've never once had a fucking beard in my life. You motherfucking slut.
Please don't blame him.
Also, fuck all of you bandwagoners. I've been watching Neil Breen since 2012 with Double Down. So suck my fucking dick. He was my underground genius. I don't know who blew him up on the internet. I think it was Red Letter Media, but whoever they did can suck the fattest, dirtiest part of my butthole. He was mine. I even sent him a Facebook message to audition to be in this movie. It's not Universal Pictures. It's much better than that. It's Neil Breen Films. Now, one thing many of you may not know about Neil Breen if you're a child or just not enlightened yet, haven't opened your third eye, he uses a lot of stock footage. Fucking dumbass kids can't even eat hot dog slices. It's embarrassing to think that I was once this age. Couldn't even use Reddit.
Going to the beach.
Entering Smash, Neil Breen joins the battle. Oh my god, it's Neil Breen and a Second Life avatar. Neil, watch out! There's a man. Oh, it's two Neil Breens. Just a smaller one.
The final human invention.
Neil
AI.
Breen. He looks confused.
I was approaching a robotic, humanoid state.
The human mind wasn't meant to work the way Neil Breen's does.
While developing
He's an
further and further in
evolutionary
a humanoid
anomaly.
state over the years, I never wanted to lose touch with the magic and majesty of nature.
Pet it, Neil.
And the gifts it had given me.
Kiss it. Make out with it. Fuck it. Make nature your bitch.
Good morning. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Neil. Will do, Neil. Just the motivation I needed this morning. Oh, God! Jesus, he truly has been augmented. Oh, is he the one that just killed the ISIS leader?
Follow me.
Neil, get me out of here.
You won't get hurt.
Neil, help!
Follow me.
Christ, terrorists win. Should have bought the diffuser.
I'll protect you.
Save them, Neil. The training exercise is going wrong. Neil, be careful. There's a good-looking woman behind you, but she could be an android.
Programmable virtual reality. The corrupt version.
Oculus Rift? Mark Zuckerberg?
A limitless digital universe, connecting all shared virtual reality.
Stop it, Neil. I don't want it.
Digital tribes.
No!
With all my abilities to defeat evil.
Hey, look, it's the
still
Twisted
think of my
Pair
brother
premiere.
Kale
Look at all the
all
people
the
that showed up.
A crisis. Programmable virtual reality.
I hate it.
We have evidence of the largest cyber and terror attacks ever planned.
Programmable DNA.
That one's actually kind of good, though.
This is very serious.
I disagree.
Homeland Security is ready.
What are those?
We are on the verge of
Speakers?
mind hacking.
Programmable matter.
We will
Pretty good.
all be connected telepathically.
Special agencies are prepared.
Why are they shouting like this?
I have the power of instant,
guns,
personal, facial
bullets,
recognition data.
and programmable
Content on
bullets.
Oh, Jesus.
Shoot.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I apologize.
It's okay, I got it.
No. Here, let me get that for you.
Hey, shoot.
Wait, it's my fault. It's my fault, really. I apologize.
Just leave me alone.
Let me make it up to you.
No.
I'll take you out to dinner.
Leave me alone. I have a boyfriend.
Let's have a drink.
He's superhuman, lady. You're about to get
I'll
fucked.
meet you back here at 8 o'clock and we'll go out and have a drink.
Go.
That's how flirting
I'll
works,
meet you here
boys.
at 8 o'clock. We'll go out for a drink.
Hey, homeless guy, you want a kiss?
She was very pretty.
Hey, Neil Breen's inside of a building. That just means he hasn't been kicked out yet.
Hey, that's the girl I met earlier.
No,
it's go follow her.
It's you, Breen. What do you mean? Where was she? Ma'am, you forgot to ask her my phone number. I'll invite myself in. We can skip that part and just have sex. Like James Bond does. Christ, Neil's in the house. Every woman's worst nightmare. Can you not smell Neil is on the prowl? Get out of there, quick!
You're mine now. I'll teach you to ignore me. You were supposed to meet me at 8.
Oh god.
Bitch. You can't fight me.
Neil, no! You were my hero! Why are you raping her? Oh god! Not the Van Gogh!
What's for dinner?
Your favorite. Mom called today.
He raped her until she loved him! Well, it just goes to show.
I miss my brother.
Don't get raped by Neil Breen or else you might fall in love. These sound like moans of pleasure, not pain. Needs to be more guttural. They're doing like fucking hentai stuff. Dude, Neil Breen's so insane, I bet that gun is loaded.
Injustices.
Oh, he shot him again! Oh, he shot him too, Jesus. So what's for dinner? How was your sex life? That just turned me on. You want a doggy style in the elevator? Called it. I have a sneaking suspicion that this hooded man is Kale. Breen's evil twin. I'm starting to think Neil Breen's becoming self-aware.
Injustice kidnapping?
Because he's got a piece of tape with some scribbles on it for a mustache. I think not even Neil Breen is deep enough into lunacy to think that that was going to be serious.
This entire restaurant. I hear the food is spectacular. The service is impeccable.
Whatever you say, Neil, I just want to go home.
It's just friggin' invisible!
What?
I bought you a present.
You did?
Neil, I really was hungry. Can we get food? It's not a candle, it's C4 and it fucking explodes. Kiss him. Kiss yourself. Make out with yourself. He looks like a cult leader with the beard.
It was taken from me.
What does it all mean, Neil? The metaphors are going over my head. Yep, that's glass. Yep, still glass. It's like he didn't believe it at first.
AI, the singularity. Its technology passes human intelligence. It thinks, dreams, and creates.
No, it doesn't. Why would AI sleep? That'd be so useless. Yeah, I made a robot, but it has to go to bed by 9 p.m. every night, and it won't wake up again until 10 a.m. the next day.
This is for both of us.
Gosh.
Kale, just let her drink and inject heroin. Buzzkill.
Take it.
Oh!
What the hell are you doing?
Oh.
She fucking breaks the bottle over her
I don't
head.
even want you anymore! All I want is the drugs and the money!
Oh, yeah. Jesus, Neil. Oh, God, Neil.
Come back here.
You've lost your fucking mind.
Straighten up.
They got him now. Why did he return to the scene of the crime? Run, Kale. My God, he's hacking the earth. He's changing climates.
I don't need to carry a weapon.
I am a weapon.
I am the weapon.
Ugh. Is that a woman or is it Neil Breen disguising himself as a wo- oh, there she goes.
So you're interested in my special art?
He sounds like a UFO documentary
investing
guy.
in my special projects.
Technology scares me. I hate this. I'm leaving. The 2 moons is symbolic for the 2 testicles in his sack. Keep that in mind next time he fucks that girl in the elevator. I bet that's real cocaine that Neil Breen's about to snort.
It's sworn intelligence.
What's happened to us?
Don't you still have 3 men in your basement? He's like a toy from Toy Story. He has to go totally still whenever the other Neil Breen is around. This is fucking awesome. Sir, this is a high school.
And you believe things you wouldn't ordinarily believe.
Neil Breen has no idea how to use a computer. Yep, that looks about right. Couldn't even figure out how to log on. So what was he doing in the tech lab? He was trying to recruit 4chan or something? What was that plot line that hasn't been wrapped up yet and never will? So why is he in this high school? If a man's planning to take over the world, he's probably not doing it at the local high school.
Cruz's biological mutant warfare plans must be stopped.
Right, right. That was always my least favorite class.
Programmable matter. It can transform itself into anything else.
Even a titty. Too powerful for one man to have. I agree.
I miss what I never knew.
Oh, it's so deep. What don't you know, Neil? They're playing Beat Saber. Neil's about to ruin this LAN party. Okay, goodbye, boys. Neil, be careful! The Blues Brothers are on the other side of that railing. Jesus, is he vanishing him with his mind? God, he's so strong! Do you agree to stop being corrupt, evil businessmen? Okay, you can go.
We're done.
I'm done with you.
We're done. We're done. We're done.
Oh.
I'm done with you.
Damn, he really meant it. It's gonna blow! Oh! And just like that, he's destroyed a sewage waste treatment facility. Neil, you pick up that can of SpaghettiOs right now! No! The world can't take you destroying more of these important facilities. Oh, God. He's destroying the society! So many pipes for Neil to destroy, but don't do it. Shit, he's sneaking on screen. He's creeping in. Show mercy this time. Oh, God. He's going all out. This looks like Supergirl special effects. What do you mean that my poop facility is in flames? It must have been Programmable Neil. Damn, Neil. Fucking American hero. It all comes full circle. You heard correctly, Hawk. I did save the world.
Hello, my friend.
I love you, baby. In the trailer for his movie Double Down, his cock and balls are in full display. In the trailer, it was a really bold move. So you never know what he's capable of.
Who's there?
Oh,
Who's there?
close.
Somebody's there.
I thought he was getting up with a full chub.
What do you want? Who's there?
He's already under the covers, crawling up Neil Breen's semi-chub. Ah, must have been the wind. Ah! Why? Why did you stab that block of wood in his pants? Oh, it's the drug woman.
I never had a beard.
What? What are you talking
I've
about?
never had a beard.
Do you know Kale?
What?
You look just like
That's
somebody
my
I
twin
used to know.
brother.
What is going on here? I live with Kale. I used to live with him.
Did he hurt you?
You bitch! I've never once had a fucking beard in my life. You motherfucking slut.
Please don't blame him.
I've never had a beard. Tell your friend.
Take this money.
Now his wife thinks he's paying for sex. Can you tell your prisoners to stop orgasming?
And your evil empire.
Whoa! But those henchmen, they get to live. They're minimum wage workers, and I didn't feel like killing them. Not the high school! No!
Sir.
No, spare the computers. No, God, Windows 7. That's a dangerous stunt, Neil. I gotta say, I'm impressed with that right there. I didn't expect that. Neil does all his own stunts, wouldn't you know? Now these kids will have nowhere to learn after summer vacation. And now I'm going to beat my wife. In my home theater. Watching one of my own movies. With the Tooth Fairy.
It's a lonely life.
No!
It's a lonely world.
Neil!
Kate.
Oh! Why did you let him turn around with a gun?
I knew you wouldn't join us.
Don't do it. Show mercy.
It's only business.
No.
Had to do it.
It wasn't business.
Only business?
It was pleasure.
I'm so sorry. You're breaking my heart.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa. She wanted me to join them, but I will not join them. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. I miss what I don't know. I guess we won't see. Oh, maybe we will. So it was the aliens the whole time, huh? I knew it. It's Neil Breen's true form. That's what happens when he takes off the mask.
Even as a humanoid, I can't give up my feelings for Alana. Regrettably.
The video said an hour and 28 minutes, but this shit's been going for like 5. It's Neil's world! We're just artificially living in it. You see, Neil Breen is a special kind of talent. A literal once-in-a-millennia talent. God, I love his fucking work so much. If you grew up in the 90s, then you'll recognize the name Air Bud. Air Bud was a household name spoken about like he was Wayne Gretzky or Michael Jordan. It's a series of movies about a golden retriever playing professional sports and just being this unstoppable force of nature and just putting humans to shame. This was during the period of time where every family movie was about talking animals or animals doing wacky things. It felt like every family-friendly flick from Hollywood was written by Tom Bergeron from America's Funniest Home Videos. It always revolved around animals. Like, one of my favorites when I was growing up is called MVP, Most Valuable Primate. I must have watched this movie 30 fucking times when I was a kid for some reason. And I kind of missed this era. But anyway, Air Bud was by far the most successful with this formula. And the other day, a video clip from an Air Bud movie kind of popped off on Twitter and I saw it. And I felt really nostalgic. So I went back and watched it, Air Bud Golden Receiver. It's about Air Bud getting a starting spot on a Pee-wee football lineup. And it's a pretty interesting film. So, I'm going to show you the clip that made me want to watch it. I can't pull up many clips from the movie, but I'll just give you like a brief summary. Because watching it now as a fucking 30-year-old man, it is just like an outrageous concept that this was kind of the norm for movies back then. And I know it's not that much different today, But as a kid, I never even stopped to question it. I remember being a kid thinking, well, they're making a good point. There is no rule that says dogs can't play football. But anyway, spoiler alert, the clip is from the championship game here. This is for all the marbles. This one's taking home the prize tuna here. The biggest possible fucking football game that the school has ever seen. And Air Bud has just escaped captivity from the Russian circus act that kidnapped him. It's a long story. We'll get to it later in the lore breakdown. But anyway, Air Bud is now in the game, bringing them into a triumphant comeback when tragedy strikes.
They're going to need another touchdown in order to win. And now, this could be it. Oh, buddy. No, 184-pound crushing.
Throughout the film, Air Bud was making all kinds of impressive catches and running for 90-yard touchdowns, and he never even got tackled once. He was able to break through every tackle. He was able to evade every defender. No problem until this one. A blatant pass interference, by the way. So they throw him the ball. As the ball's in the air and Air Bud's looking to make a play on it, he just gets absolutely fucking clobbered. Walloped by the linebacker here, who just pancakes him. Which, in hindsight, I really should have expected to see more of that, but even when watching the movie, I didn't even stop to question, like, I can't believe he hasn't been tackled. I just accepted, like, damn, this is a really talented athlete out there. But then he gets tackled, and then it was like this eureka moment, like, you know what? This absolutely would have happened sooner if they had him running like a cross route or something. Like, if he was doing, you know, some kind of, you know, a hook play, a screen pass, like something. Like, the dog certainly would have been tackled before this. But anyway, you have to suspend disbelief here. I don't know why I'm trying to logically break down a fucking Air Bud movie where a dog is playing football here. But he gets potato sacked, and he gets injured. And this is like a shocking moment that I know as a kid probably affected me emotionally, traumatized me, because you hate to see animals getting hurt like that on the big screen.
Tackle by Tyler, and Air Bud is down. Teammates rushing onto the field now, trainers. Air Bud, we see movement.
That's all right, don't worry, I'm all right, all right. Get the dog. Excuse me. Coming through. Yeah.
Now I want you to pay very close attention to the coach during that scene. I'm going to replay it for you in a second. He's in the blue jacket. Now I know it's at negative 140p quality. It's very pixelated. It looks like you're looking at a picture of Sasquatch through a fucking kaleidoscope. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't show a lot of clips from it. I actually tried to screen record it when I watched it on my own, but then I thought that this would probably be an illegal gray area, so I'll just take the one that's already uploaded to YouTube. So anyway, the coach in the blue jacket, watch him again.
Tackle by Tyler, and Air Bud is down. Teammates rushing onto the field now, trainers. Air Bud, we see movement.
That's all right, don't worry, I'm all right, all right. Get the dog. Excuse me. Coming through. Yeah.
Did you catch it? So as the coach is jogging over to Air Bud, he loses his balance like he got hit by a banana peel in Mario Kart, and his leg gets caught under his ass. So his ass cheeks suffocate his leg and pin it there for a second, which is extremely dangerous. So he ends up going like that, lands on his leg, and I have no doubt he tore his meniscus, his ACL, his DVD, his BBL, his NBC. Like, everything in his knee blew up, I have no doubt at all. And they used that take. So when they cut to Air Bud on the ground and them going over to comfort Buddy, you can still see the coach struggling to his feet as everyone else is trying to lift him up. And for some reason they decided to dub over it, so they did like pickups on it, like an anime dub, and he's like, alright, get the dog, Like, they could have just reshot it where he doesn't fall over, because that's definitely not in the script. It looks like he genuinely fell over and hurt himself and couldn't get back to his feet, so he kept, like, waddling and stumbling around. It is fucking beautifully chaotic.
I don't know.
Is he okay?
Just hang on.
He's not sure yet.
He's gonna be all right, Josh. Why don't you get out there and finish the game?
But what about Buddy?
It's okay. I'll take care of him.
Come on, Josh. You'll be okay. Josh, let's go.
So the dirty hit takes Air Bud out of the game, which means they're going to need to win the championship game without Buddy. And keep in mind, before Buddy, the star receiver on the squad, showed up, they were trash. They were actual dog shit. They were terrible. So this is a big moment where they need to step up to the plate and perform at the highest level. And they do. They win without Buddy. Buddy ends up being okay. It's very touching. But I just love the scene of the dog just getting absolutely like Goldberg speared, broken in half on the floor. And they're like, oh man, geez, alright, well, we're gonna go back and play the game. Good work out there though, buddy. Hopefully it's not too bad. But anyway, that was the whole scene there that reminded me, you know, Air Bud was kind of an interesting series. I wonder how it's held up. So I went and watched this movie, and it hasn't held up extraordinarily well or anything. It's an odd film. Like, I'm not gonna bother going through all the narrative points because that doesn't matter here. It's all about a dog playing football. But I just found it really interesting, like, the way these movies play out. So, like, the mom's dating this guy, and the kid's not super happy about it. And at the end of the film, the dad starts sailing away on a boat. Like, the guy she's dating is, like, sailing away on a boat, and after they win the championship, the kid's like, no, don't sail away, wait, no, it's okay, you can keep piping my mom, it's whatever. And I sat there for a second, and I just put myself in the perspective, walking a mile in the shoes of this goober. He was really about to just sail off into the open sea like, oh, the kid doesn't really like me. I guess I'll go drown myself in the open waters. Just leave this girl that I love behind. I don't need her, I guess. Until the kid comes out and stops him from going through with that plan. I don't remember, like, where he was, like, taking his boat to. I already forgot. But it was just so goofy. Like, the whole movie, of course, obviously, was very wacky. And they just don't make movies like that anymore. I know you hear that phrase a lot, but they really don't make movies like Air Bud anymore. So yeah, I just wanted to put this back on the radar for any of you that may have grown up with Air Bud and just pushed it out of your brain as you got older. I think it's important that we remember this. It was a great time in cinema history. What a great franchise of films. So yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. La 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 la. We'll be back tomorrow night. If anything happens, call the police and hide in your closet. He knows that. Have fun tonight. Eat shit, old people. Every neighborhood has a house with a kite. What the fuck? It's a kite. Ah! Boom! There's something going on in that house. This is why my father drinks and we eat lunch alone. You'll see, no ghosts. Chowder, come back, please. Chowder, I'm serious. Bing bang. Ah! Not a fever dream. I know this looks like the video from The Ring where you watch it and then 7 days later someone crawls through your fucking screen and kills you. This is none of that. This is an animated short film called Thievin from a studio called Thillichanathan Studios. Undoubtedly the first thing you notice from the short clip I played you is that the animation is exquisite and rivals that of Pixar's work. But that's not what makes Thievin a masterpiece, so please snuggle on up, get in your favorite butt plug, and join me as we journey through the exciting world of Thievin. Did you blink? Because if you did, you may have missed a very important piece of Thievin lore. I'll go ahead and rewind the shot and slow it down for you. As the director pans the camera around the house, you'll notice a dragon flies into frame very briefly, very reminiscent of the scene from Pokemon Episode 1 where Ash looks up and sees a mysterious Pokemon many fans speculate was a Ho-Oh. Well, in this case, Thievin fans and enthusiasts speculate that this was no dragon, this was a Ho-Oh, and thus Thievin made a wish to be part of the world's best animation, and goddammit that shit came true. This right here is one thing I've always appreciated about Thievin. The characters are very over-animated, and they're very dramatic, but in the right amount of flavor to it, you know, just the right amount of zing. So when Mia's giving Thievin the bad news about having to go, she has her mouth wide open like she's gasping for air and suffocating her, like trying to catch goldfish in her mouth as she tosses him in the air. No, Thievin, have to go. The next day, Mia throws on her backpack and gets ready for the 20-day journey. She's whispering secrets to the house, hoping Thievin doesn't destroy it, and then she arms the ADT alarm system. Mia and Thievin then take a casual stroll over to the marketplace to look for some condoms and breadsticks. Oh look, it's my favorite shirt. I fucking love this shot right here. That's no doubt like the director of this, and he plugs his merch in the actual Thievin universe. That is absolutely outstanding work right there. So in the spirit of this brave man, I'll do something similar. Go check me out at twitch.tv/moistcritical. I'll go ahead and link that shit in the comments section. Would love to see you there. You got exciting adventure at the marketplace. Mia and Thievin go to the lake to cool down and unwind with the local First Baptist competitive esports marching band, and they all jump into the lake and disappear like it's a fucking Super Mario 6. Hits the YMCA dance on the back of a dragon he found while leaving the lake. This scene's not too dissimilar from the Harry Potter scene with Harry on the back of Buckbeak. I honestly think J.K. Rowling may have stolen from Thievin, so I'm actually a bit excited now that this has been exposed to see J.K. Rowling defend this blatant plagiarism. I'm sure she'll do the classic J.K. Rowling approach and just retroactively change some of her lore to include Thievin in the universe, like, you know, just a vague tweet. Oh, I never said Thievin wasn't part of the Harry Potter universe. In fact, I never actually said Harry Potter was the main character. In fact, Thievin was the main wizard the whole time. It was Thievin. Thievin and Mia ride the origami bird for a long time before transcending past heaven, high-fiving God on going on her 20-day-long journey. Mia honors Thievin's birthday by giving him the gift he's always wanted, a giant kidney stone that she had passed just days before. Mia leaves every time I see this. I've seen this movie upwards of 20 times by now, and that scene still always gets to me, right to my very core. This is about the halfway point of the movie here, so we'll take a break so you can wipe the tears from your eyes, wipe your asshole in case you've been leaking a little bit, and just get ready for the next act of Thievin, because this is where it really takes off into this crescendo of madness, adventure, testosterone, feelings, lactation. All of these feelings, emotions, and enzymes come together and create the Thievin experience. You don't want to miss it, so yeah, let's just fucking get right back into it. Mia and her crew see the ferocious dragon approach and desperately try to escape, but unfortunately the water for which they once sailed has been transmuted into oil and mud. Thiven is understandably horrified as the dragon has just incinerated his beloved Mia and her entire crew. Thiven's face says it all. He is disturbed and scarred after witnessing this dragon literally bend over Mia and butt-fuck her mouth. Genuinely just dropped his trousers and Cleveland steamered Mia right aboard that pirate ship, and Thiven was in the front row watching. This is like some Batman shit when Bruce Wayne watched his parents get shot, but this is amplified by 10 times, and Thiven is about to become DC's most heroic hero after witnessing this tragedy. The dynamite aboard Mia's ship that she intended to sell to the highest bidder is all ignited at once by the dragon's flames, and the ship bursts. Thiven can only look on in sadness as the ship goes out in a blazing inferno and is slowly swallowed by the ocean. Thiven, now homeless after Mia's death, takes refuge among a camp of pedophiles who welcome him with open arms. After leaving Tutorial Island and venturing through Lumbridge, Thiven is ambushed by a group of goblins that intend to take his lunch money and his virginity. Yes, you saw that correctly. Thiven is actually using a Rikishi stink face, shoving his entire asshole on the face of the goblin. That is the ultimate fighting technique, executed flawlessly by the master martial artist Thiven. Yet again, science wins. Thiven sadly eats a watermelon for nearly 2 minutes of screen time. It turns out Thiven is a pedophile magnet as he swims out into the ocean and is greeted by a legendary sea monster pedophile. Moments before Thiven was devoured, the papier-mâché dragons made their way back and saved him in the world's slowest getaway. This shit is like straight out of Homer's The Odyssey. In fact, this puts that to shame, if I'm being honest. Thiven prepares for the final boss battle to avenge his Mia. Thiven wasn't prepared for the final boss battle. Mia turns over in her grave out of embarrassment because Thiven's failure just spit on her fucking memory. And once again, the day is saved thanks to a giant blue sperm monster from the sea. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand what happened here. I'm guessing the dragon absorbed Mia's eyes, her eye spirit, and Thievin noticed that and was hesitant, but the dragon was about to finish him off, but not before the sea monster pedophile guy from earlier grabs it by the tail and drags it to hell. But there was no water down there, so I don't know how we got there. But you know, it's Thievin at the end of the day. Anything's possible in the Thievin universe. Thievin looks like a fucking psychopath. All of this adventure has really taken a toll on his mental health, and he is sunburnt to shit. It looks like some serious third-degree burns, but he doesn't feel a goddamn thing. His nerve endings have been singed off. He's just happy to be imagining Mia there. Looking like fucking Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Truly a heartwarming ending, and I don't understand what the fuck happened. So I guess Mia was an alien who came back and then tractor beamed Thievin to the past, back to his house, showing him what he wanted to see. So he ran to the house and he saw him. I really don't fucking know. Thievin's a little too deep for me to understand. Most humans can't really wrap their head around the robustness of Thievin's plot, metaphors, motives. It takes a lot. Scientists are still trying to decipher what exactly Thievin means, and if he even came from this world in the first place. There's no telling if this is an actual human creation. Thievin may have actually just predated, you know, this species. This may have been the last remnant of whatever came before us on this planet. It's all up for debate and it's all a mystery, but one thing's for sure, Thievin will return in Avengers Endgame. At least that's what the credits to this tell me. I can't wait for Thievin's debut in the MCU, baby. Get excited. I'm just kidding, the movie's not over yet. Here's how it actually ends. Yeah, Thievin kills himself. Not exactly a happy ending here, but no one ever said the tale of Thievin was a happy story to be told. Well, that's the end of the Thievin saga. That's it. See ya.
What threats are out there?
Oh, yeah, he just straight fucking socked an old woman.
It's probably someone who's evil. Go back. Go back.
We'll go back and get an instant replay in a moment, babe. Jesus, your bloodlust for old women getting slapped. I mean, yeah, maybe it's like a shapeshifter or like a synthetic person or something, maybe. Like a robot, but I mean, are you... That's quite the gamble.
Oh no, that's literally just on a subway.
Yeah, but like, it could be an alien.
Out there.
But I mean, that's a gamble for Marvel, like... We're gonna sell a strong female protagonist. How are we gonna do it? Just have her fucking punch the shit out of an old woman. Bang! This'll teach you to be friendly. I'm sold. She's truly the most heroic of us all.
Alright, I think you're good now.
Yeah, I think I made my point. She's a goddamn superhero. Enforcing order on the subway. Jesus Christ. That's a bold move. Yeah, fucking banish the old woman to the Shadow Realm. Christ. Like, that's a superhero punch, too. That's not no, like, pussy-ass punch. That's like some meat behind it. What's up, everybody? And it flopped spectacularly, making only $11 million on a $100 million budget. Apparently no one even knew this was coming out. People remembered the 1950s movies, but not this remake. Didn't even know it was on the horizon. So I'm guessing the marketing for this movie amounted to just handing out brochures outside of Targets and Walmarts. I had actually been heard of this remake coming out, and it didn't look that great, and I looked at the reviews, and all the reviews said it was pretty shitty, and I have a passion for shitty movies, so I was sold. I was game for it. Just got back from it, and I wanted to... Ben Freeman was in this movie, too. He played Bobby McFerrin, who helped the main character Judah Ben-Hur, whose name sounds like a remix of Chingy's Right There. Simply because I did sense a lot of moisture in this film. It left me quite moist, but I think that might be just because I enjoy... I usually have great memory, especially with names and faces, and I can even remember a lot of like really worthless moments from my life that have no real significance, like the first time I peed on my own clothes, or the time my dad was sitting and watching TV, and I was really into WWE at the time, so I shouted 619 like Rey Mysterio, and I came and I kicked him in the face. Like, all of that I remember. But sometimes I'll forget to do things that I think are pretty important, like moist metering huge things that came out. There's 4 huge things that came out that I just didn't moist meter, and I don't have a real excuse for it. I know the teacher can discipline me by taking a ruler to my bottom, but it's just one of those things where I watched it or I played it and then just didn't moist meter it because I wasn't thinking about it. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to play a little catch up here for things that I didn't release a moist meter for, and I know the absence of a moist meter on these big titles probably left people feeling cold and alone out in the rain without any guidance. So I know it's a little late, but better than never. Let's go ahead and start with the Dead Space remake. I streamed the whole game. I loved it. It's a fucking amazing remake. Now, it's not a remake in the same sense of something like Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3 or most likely Resident Evil 4 remake. It's not like they rebuilt and reimagined this game in a different way. They took everything that was already outstanding about Dead Space, which is an absolute classic. That game is still iconic. And they just added to it. They didn't make anything worse. They just made everything better. Visuals, they added more lore, more characters. And this time around, Isaac actually talks, which is so much better than the silent protagonist. Because every time, this is just a little pet peeve, every time they do a little silent protagonist shit, it always feels like I'm playing someone who's been lobotomized and everyone has to patronize me. Like they're babying me. Like in the original Dead Space, for example, there'll be a conversation that Isaac's not taking part in because he didn't talk. And they'll be like, Isaac, did you repair the toilet in the women's restroom? And Isaac doesn't say anything, but then they just kind of fill in the blanks for you like, oh, I'm sure you did fix the toilet, Isaac, such a good boy, such a big boy. Like, without you ever contributing to anything, it just always feels like you're more of an active spectator as opposed to a real character in the story. I am just not a fan of the whole silent protagonist angle. I never really like the excuse of you can project yourself onto the character, because that doesn't really work either if you're not actually partaking in the story or making decisions like that. So I am very happy that they actually added dialogue for him, and I think they've done a good job with it. They, of course, did change the way Isaac looks, but I don't think that is a detriment to the game at all. I think it's completely fine. I think they've done a great job with everything. This is just like the best way of experiencing Dead Space if you haven't played it, or even if you have, this is a great way of getting back into the rodeo and having a great time in the Dead Space world. It was just a ton of fucking fun. Everything to love about Dead Space is still intact in the Dead Space remake, with some absolutely beautiful, tasty frosting on top of that already amazing cake. I think it's just an outstanding remake. Plugging it into the moist meter, I'd easily give this like a 95%. It's probably like one of my favorite remakes, because not only is it an amazing game, but they just did everything right. Visually, it is a huge upgrade, and I will never understand the complaints from people that probably never even played the original saying that it doesn't look that much better. It is night and day. Go back and look at original Dead Space compared to the remake. It's not even fucking close. It's in a completely different ballpark. It is a beautiful game. It is a big improvement on an already amazing game. So I just think Dead Space Remake is fantastic. Moving on to the next big thing that came out that I didn't moist meter, Puss in Boots 2 Last Wish. I did see this movie. I saw it about a week after it came out, and I loved it. I think the movie is extremely good. The hype that surrounds the film is absolutely accurate. It lives up to the hype. And I'd even say some people undersell how much fun it is to watch. The action in here is very inspired by like the way Into the Spider-Verse does it. It's fucking great. And the main villain that I'm sure all of you have seen now, the wolf with the two little tiny handheld scythes, dual wielding these little scythes. I don't know what the actual fucking weapon's called. I'm sorry, Forged in Fire fans, but it's that blade, like that giant, like, hooked blade that looks like almost a question mark that he's holding. Like, those weapons are really cool, but that character is super badass. The fights between him and Puss in Boots are really impressive. This isn't like some kind of boring Looney Tunes fight where there's only like a little bit happening. They go hog wild. Like, there was times I was like, wow, I feel like I'm watching a top 10 anime shonen moment. It's like, they really put a big emphasis on the action. And they do a great job with it. It's flashy, it's fun, and it also has a really good story. It's nothing that's going to be groundbreaking, but it's also not afraid to be dark. It tackles mortality, overcoming the fear of death. Like, how do people deal knowing that they're going to die? Do you hide away, not take any risks? Or do you go out there and try and live to the absolute fullest? There's really nothing that I disliked about this movie. I had a great time watching it. I guess the only thing that I was kind of disappointed by is the absence of some counting crows. When I'm thinking anything in the Shrek universe, I'm thinking accidentally in love, you know? Like, where's the counting crows at, you know? I feel like there could have been a great montage of Puss in Boots fucking beating ass, eating ass, while you got counting crows blaring in the background, but, you know, you can't have everything, I suppose. It was a great movie, though. I really did enjoy it, and I do think it lives up to the hype, and I'm really excited for the future of it, and I'm glad that it's done so well in the box office, because having more animated films like this is a great thing. Puss in Boots: Last Wish absolutely gets a 90% on the moist meter. I was debating whether it'd be a 95% or not, but I don't know if it's better than something like Red Line or Into the Spider-Verse, but it's very close, so it teeters on a 90 to 95%. I'll give it like that little range there. It's a really good movie. And now, speaking of good movies, time to wipe our ass with that whole thing, because we're moving on to a bad movie. It's M. Night Shyamalan's new film, Knock at the Cabin. It's not a bad movie, I'm kind of exaggerating. It's a very cool concept executed in the goofiest way possible, which unfortunately seems very par for the course for modern M. Night Shyamalan films. So Knock at the Cabin, I'm sure you've seen the previews for. There's this family that goes to a cabin, and then 4 people show up saying that they're going to have to make a choice to sacrifice one of the family members in order to prevent the apocalypse. That's the whole idea of the film, so it tackles, is this family going to sacrifice someone to save the world? Is the world really even about to, you know, fucking explode into this giant doomsday, this Armageddon? Or are these 4 people that are there just insane? Cultists, fanatics, weirdos, goofballs. At the end of the day, they're a random family. Why would their sacrifice for some reason prevent the entire world from just getting fucking blasted? So it's a cool idea, but it is just not a good movie. I'm going to get into spoilers for this one because it's the only way I can really even criticize it, since all of it has to deal with the way that this concept is executed. So just fair warning, I'm going to get into spoilers for this film. But honestly, I'm kind of doing you a favor because it's just not that great in general. So the family that visits this cabin is a couple and their daughter, and the couple is 2 men. So they're a gay couple, and they believe that once they were visited by these 4 strangers that they were targeted because of homophobia or something like that. And I thought this was going to play into the film because at one point one of the strangers did lie about their name, and the stranger was actually a homophobe that attacked one of the men at a bar. But that never mattered. He proved that he lied about his identity to the other 3 strangers, and that guy did have a connection directly with the couple in a very negative way. So I thought this was going to play on the idea like, oh, maybe this really is just kind of one big scam and these are just some like actual fucking awful weirdos. But it doesn't. The trailers also put a big focus on the little girl, and I'll tell you right now, she does nothing in this film and she maybe has 10 total lines. She has no role to play in this movie at all. Really, nobody does. This movie tries to throw things at you like one of the plagues that they're talking about that's going to ruin the earth after they've refused to make the sacrifice a couple times is a sickness. And the sickness is a virus that starts spreading. They turn on the news, they see the virus is spreading. But then one of the men is like, no, this is actually a big lie. This virus has been spreading well before we even got to this cabin. They're trying to pretend like what's happening right here is the result of us not killing each other. And it's like, oh, okay, so maybe it is a big lie. And I thought I was going to play like with the psychological aspect of, is it true or is it not? But it doesn't. They kind of like sprinkle these red herrings in there, but not in a really effective way, because at the very end of the day, nothing that happens in that cabin matters, because everything plays out exactly as Dave Bautista says. Dave Bautista is the fucking prophet, and everything he said was 100% accurate. So the twist in this film is that there's no twist. Everything just follows this like on rails fucking Disney ride of exactly what they were saying is 100% the truth and exactly what's happening. So ultimately, everything that's going on in the cabin is kind of fucking worthless until the very end, where one of them does make a sacrifice to prevent the apocalypse, because planes are falling out of the sky now. It was just really underwhelming. Oh, and also, even just thinking about the movie just made me fucking sneeze. But also, another thing is the movie is rated R. They're saying fucking shit and there's blood. Kind of. Every time that something happens where someone dies because the four strangers, in order to release the plague after the decision has been made to not sacrifice one of the family members, they kill one of them. And they do that by bashing their skull in. But even though it's R, they don't actually show that. So they'll show them like getting down on their knees saying a choice was made, humanity's been judged. And right before they hit them with it, they'll pan the camera up so you can't see it, you can only hear it. Or they'll just get out of the cabin entirely and you can only hear it. So even though it's R, it doesn't even show you the disturbing stuff. You just hear it, which is highly underwhelming as well. And it takes a lot of this, like the intensity out of these moments, because then you're no longer even bearing witness to the fucking craziness of it. Like everything about the film is just super underwhelming. Like had they actually came in with more of playing around psychologically of if it's fake or if it's real, I think they could have had something very fun here and pretty interesting, because the concept I think is interesting, but it just falls so flat. It really does. Plugging Knock at the cabin into the moist meter, I'm giving it a 50%. Like I think Dave Bautista does a great job, as well as all of the other actors, but they can't carry just weak material. So it's just not overall a good movie. Now, the last property that I didn't moist meter is one that people have not stopped pestering me about. This was probably one of the biggest films to release of the last decade, and I didn't moist meter it, which is kind of shameful, but I'm doing it now. It's 80 for Brady. 80 for Brady is a story about 4 80-year-old women that go to the Super Bowl because they love Tom Brady. And, man, I gotta tell you, the only reason we saw this is because it was so silly looking. Like, why would this even exist as a film? So we kind of saw it as a joke, Andrew, Aaron, and I. But I gotta be honest, it's not a bad movie at all. It was actually a good movie. And what made it very special is the theater was fucking packed, and we were the youngest people there by about 50 years. Every single person in that theater was also probably around 80 years old, and a lot of them had Tom Brady jerseys on. It was absolutely adorable. The film itself is also competently made. Like, yeah, a lot of the jokes are geared towards geriatric people. Like, a lot of the jokes are, you know, the old women screaming or the old women doing some silly dances, but since they're, you know, up there in age, they can't really do the big dance moves, so it's usually them doing some of this. Like, it's actually just adorable, but there are some good jokes in there that aren't, like, bad. For some reason, there's big cameos, like Guy Fieri's in there. Like, it's just not a bad movie at all. It was like a really positive film. Right now, we're in an age of movies where they all want to go really dark and grim, where everything's kind of doom and gloom for a little while, taking like really, you know, somber spins and everything. This movie was 100% just positivity from start to finish, which was really kind of refreshing. And the theater that we were in loved it. They were giggling and clapping at times, like when Tom Brady made a good pass and the women were appreciating it. This movie is also produced by Tom Brady, so this man literally made this movie to just pat his own ego, which is fucking beautiful. He acts in it too, and I tell ya, he smolders. Every scene Tom Brady's in, he's just giving like this direct stare down, and since he got his like buccal fat removed, he's got like these, you know, his cheeks are really in, and he's like, Lou, just remember what I did when I played the Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl and led one of the most historic comebacks in NFL history. Lou, you guys can do it. Like, that's the extent of Tom Brady's acting, and he does that like 1,000 times. It's so silly, but in a good way. Like, yeah, it's kind of hard to watch where you're like, oof, Jesus, Tom. Like, you know, you're not winning any Oscars here, but god damn it, he's trying, and that's appreciated. It's just a movie where I have no complaints because it'd be silly to complain about it. We knew exactly what we were going to get going into it, but it was even better than we thought in that regard, where it really was just an enjoyable comedy flick. I also appreciated the goofiness of it because it's somewhat inspired by a true story, because some old women did go to the Super Bowl, and they kind of took that idea and went a little hog wild with it. So the women do drugs at a party and shit like that. And then at one point, the old women even win the Super Bowl for the Patriots. This follows the Super Bowl against the Falcons, where they were down by a ton going into the very final stretch. Well, in this movie, in that final stretch, the 4 old women break into the offensive coordinator's booth and start running plays for them. And then they give an inspirational speech to Tom Brady, who's listening on his helmet, and he's shaking his head and then saying thank you. And then they go out and win the game. It's so uplifting. 80 for Brady, I'm giving an easy 80% to. This shit kind of goes hard. So yeah, anyway, these were like the big things that I played and saw recently that I didn't moist meter when I really should have. So this is just me catching up with all of it, and that's about it. So yeah.